Hello everybody and welcome to a new video, the first video of the new year. How did you like the new intro? I spent ages making it, but I'm still not sure of it myself. But anyway, also I'll point out that I recently reinstalled my computer for reasons, because I like to do it regularly, and some of my settings might be slightly off, so if there's something off with the microphone or like the volumes or anything like that, please let me know. I did a few tests, it seemed okay, but I didn't do like extensive testing. So if there's anything up with the settings, let me know. But anyway, we're back to the first video of the year. And this comes as a suggestion from Bladed Thesis, my one and only patron on Patreon. And he is exercising his right to have his track suggestion jumped to the front of the suggestion queue. And he's asked me to look at Nita Strauss, featuring Alissa White-Gluz. Now, I have heard of Nita Strauss before, but I don't know anything about her. I know who Alissa White-Gluz is, and I'm going to be completely frank and up front here. I'm not a big fan. I mean, she's a very talented vocalist. There's no arguing that. But when she came into Arch Enemy, she seemed to sort of overly over-sexualise the band. And the band seems to have changed quite a lot since she became part of it. So, you know, I do have a little bit of an opinion on Alissa White-Gluz, but I'm going to try and go into this with, like, an open mind. I'm going to keep my opinions on Arch Enemy to myself for the time being, because I used to really like them, but I really went off them because of certain things. But yes, the Bladed Thesis wanted me to look at a track called The Wolf You Feed. Now, like I said, I've heard of Nita Strauss before, but I don't know anything about her, so I did a little bit of research. And Nita Strauss is an American rock musician, and she is currently a touring guitarist for Demi Lovato and Alice Cooper. Interesting combination. And she has a successful career as a solo artist as well. Strauss was the first female guitarist to have a signature Ibanez series, apparently, and is regularly featured on the covers of worldwide magazines, including Guitar World and Guitar Player. She was ranked number 1 on the Guitar World's 10 female guitar players you should know. Now, she started touring with her own band Leah Fail as a teenager, leaving high school in her junior year to pursue a career in music full-time. The band included future world champion boxer Michaela Mayer. I'm not familiar with who that is, but we'll go with it. Although initially known for their work with Iron Maiden all-female tribute band, the Iron Maidens, Strauss's career has included performing with several rock ensembles, including Consume the Fire, Femme Fatale, and the video game supergroup Critical Hit. Don't know where they're from. If anybody can let me know, please do. In 2014, Strauss was the official in-house guitarist for the Los Angeles Kiss, or LA Kiss, the arena football team owned by Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons of Kiss. The house band played the national anthem and provided additional music during games. There you go. In 2014, Strauss was hired to replace Orianthi as Alice Cooper's touring guitarist for the remainder of the 2014 tour dates. She then toured with Alice Cooper up until July 2022, when she announced her departure from the touring band. A few days later, Strauss announced that she had joined Demi Lovato's backing band as a touring guitarist. On March 3rd, 2023, Alice Cooper announced that Strauss would return for that tour. Strauss has featured as the main guitarist for 7 songs on Docker's Guild album called The Heisenberg Diaries, Book A, Sounds of Future Past, released in January 2016. And she has also appeared in the 2017 Netflix documentary Hired Gun. So there you go. Now, like I said, we're going to be looking at a track called The Wolf You Feed. I've got some lyrics here which are hopefully going to be accurate, so yes, I've waffled on for a good 4.5 minutes now, so we'll just jump in and see what we've got. So, Nita Strauss featuring Angela Gossow, The Wolf You Feed. Let's have a look. there we go. The Wolf You Feed by Nita Strauss featuring Alissa White-Gluz. It's a good piece of music. You know, it's a good song. I will say that much. Like I said, I do have my opinions of Alissa White-Gluz, but you know, that's just my personal thing. But like I also said, she's a very talented vocalist. There's no argument there. You know, she's very good at the growled gutturals, the higher pitched sort of scream vocals, and the clean vocals, you know, and there was a whole mix of that in this track. You know, she is obviously a very talented vocalist. There is no denying that. I just have my own personal beef. And like I said, I'll try and do this with an open mind. And, you know, it was a very well performed piece of music. The vocals were very well performed. The musicianship was absolutely fantastic. I mean, in the video, it only showed Nita Strauss with a guitar, the drummer, and Alissa White-Gluz, but I'm pretty certain there's got to be more musicians to that piece of music, because the music sounded a lot thicker, a lot more dense and impactful than it would have done if it was just a drummer and one guitarist. No matter the effects you put on a guitar, if you're just one lone guitar in a piece of music like that, it's not going to sound that good. So there is obviously more musicians there. They're probably just sort of hiding in the background, and yeah. So like I said, a very good piece of music, very interesting video, some very unusual sort of visuals. You know, 1 minute there's these two very talented women, you know, banging their heads, singing, playing guitar, what have you, in the middle of what appears to be like a living room or something like that. Then the next minute they're dressed up as brides, and then the next minute they're sort of lounging about on sofas with blank white eyes and corpse paint on. Very unusual visuals. But there seems to be maybe some sort of purpose to that. You know, because there's the bride's dresses sort of indicating purity and, you know, that sort of thing, wholesomeness, purity, goodness. And then there's the sort of corpse paint, blank eye sort of thing, which, you know, could represent like corruption and that sort of thing. And there seems to be that sort of motif going on through the lyrics of the song. And the song goes, "The dark, the night, only linger when you won't open your eyes, to seek and find a world whose bark outweighs its bite. Bite the hand, life's a battle you command, a great divide dictates the howling of the mind." So, the dark, the night, only linger when you won't open your eyes. You know, that could be suggesting, like, you know, if you don't open your mind, if you don't sort of explore possibilities, you know, you're going to be blind to everything that's around you. You know, your ignorance is only commanded by your willingness to actually explore. If you get my meaning, you know, open your eyes to the possibilities of the world, and then, you know, your world will be illuminated. You will find out new and interesting things, rather than just sitting there in your own little bubble, refusing to discover anything new and be blind to the rest of the world. That's what it seems to suggest. To seek and find a world whose bark outweighs its bite. So, looking for a world that's less harsh, less violent, aggressive, less harmful than the one we're currently in. You know, because, you know, if its bark is worse than its bite, you know, it's all, to use a phrase that I haven't used in years, it's all mouth and no trousers. You know, it might shout loud, but it's not actually doing anything to hurt you. You know, so it's just making it sound like it's big and violent, but in reality it's not that bad. Though the moon outruns the sun, she reflects her light. Tell me everything you need to kill the numb and find the strength to become a storm that never loses speed. When it's said and done, you become the wolf you feed. The wolf you feed. So, tell me everything you need to kill the numb. You know, tell me what I can do to help you. Something that will make you feel. You know, rather than sitting there feeling helpless, pointless. You know, rather than sitting there feeling bad all the time. Tell me what it is you need to feel reinvigorated. You know, what can I do? What can I do to help you? You know, feel motivated again. You know, and what I can do to, it says there, find the strength to become a storm that never loses speed. You know, what can I do to sort of perk you up to, so you can become an unstoppable force? So, you know, you're not sitting there dwelling in like misery or depression, you know, so that you can move forward and keep moving forward no matter what's put in your way, you know, like a storm that never loses speed, you know. So you could start out like really, really determined, and over time things just sort of, you know, you sort of chip away and you become less and less motivated, and then you end up sort of going into a slump and going back to where you started. But, you know, she wants to motivate this person to become a fighting force that's constantly moving forward, doesn't lose speed, that doesn't lose motivation, you know, always feels the need to push forward. You know, when it's said and done, you become the wolf you feed. You know, wolves are seen as a aggressive, persistent creature. You know, as hunters, they are pretty damn persistent. It takes a lot to put them off what they're doing. So whilst you're, you know, feeding the wolf suggests like you're feeding the anxiety that's chasing you. You know, you're feeding the thing that's knocking you down. Eventually, if you keep pushing forward, you will become that thing, and you'll be knocking back the previous wolf, as it were. So you'll be fighting back, essentially. That's what it seems to suggest. I could be way off base. You know, this is just what I'm getting from it. Two halves unhold, twisting stories to be told. Tightropes we tread, bridge heaven and hell inside our heads. Heads held high, contemplating fight or flight. You ask me why, I say the answer lies inside. So, two halves unwhole, you know, is that, again, that could be the two sort of personalities like they sort of portrayed in the video. You know, there's that sort of sweet innocent one, and then there's that sort of dark corrupted one. You know, there's two halves to the personality, maybe, you know, and one's maybe dominating the other. You know, there's the dark corrupted one that's sort of maybe overriding the pure innocent one, or it might be the other way around, you know. And twisting stories to be told. So it's like the two sort of halves are sort of arguing and sort of cancelling each other out. You know, one saying one thing, like, you know, you should do this, you should do that, it'll be good if you did this. And the other one's going, no, don't listen to that little bastard. You know, we want to do this. You know, we want to sit here, be miserable and sort of lurk in self-doubt and stuff, whilst the other side's going, no, come on, you know, pick yourself up and... You know, is that what that's sort of suggesting? Tight ropes we tread, you know, again, you know, so walking a fine line, you know, a very precarious path, you know, it could fall either way if you're not careful, but you want to sort of maintain the balance between the two. It says bridging heaven and hell inside our heads. You know, so again, you know, trying to keep the balance between the two halves, because you don't want to fall too far in either direction, because, yeah, balance. Though the moon outruns the sun, she reflects her light. I do like that, because it's like, you know, the moon and the sun, you know, sort of trying to escape each other, but the moon still relies on the sun to provide, as it were. Tell me everything you need to kill the numb and find the strength to become a wolf that never needs to feed. It's said and done, you've become the wolf you need. So again, this is a variation on the chorus we heard earlier. So again, tell me everything you need to kill the numb, to find the strength and become the wolf that never needs to feed. You know, so you can then become this proud, motivated person that doesn't need to act in aggression or violence towards something to make yourself feel that way. You know, you can then just be this proud creature, this proud person, without having to constantly fight battles. I think that's what it's saying. Anyway, you know, it says it's said and done, you've become the wolf you feed, no, the wolf you need, sorry. So once you've accomplished this, you will be everything you need to be. You know, you will be complete, you will have the motivation, you will be a self-sufficient thing. You won't have to worry about like depression or whatever catching up to you. You won't have to worry about things. You will be the best person you could possibly be. Tell me everything you need to kill the numb and find the strength to become a wolf that never needs to feed. It's said and done, you've become the wolf you need, the wolf you need. So there you go. So the song itself seems to be talking about self-belief, self-reliance, you know, finding the strength to push forward no matter what sort of obstacles get put in your way. You know, don't sit there and dwell on it, don't sit there in the darkness and misery. You know, get up, push forward, find the strength to carry on, sort of thing. That's what it seems to be suggesting. I could, like I said, I could be way off base. And like I said, the actual performance itself was really, really good. It was very well executed. You know, the vocal performance, the musical performance was all very, very good. So yeah, I don't know what else I can say on that, so I think I'll leave that as it is. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving a like or a subscribe if you're not already, because it really, really would help me out. You know, as it is, I think barely even... Well, I think not even 2% of people watching my videos are actually subscribed, and as a result of that, you know, I'm putting time and effort into making and recording and editing these videos. I'm uploading them to YouTube, and they're just sort of disappearing. You know, they're not getting suggested to people. You know, so if you can like and subscribe, you know, it does make a hell of a difference to the channel. You know, it really would help me out. But that's all I've got for you today. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.